And you're listening to A Daily Dose of Hope, healthy stuff so you can keep on trucking with Hope Savara and Chrome and Steel Radio. Hey, welcome back to A Daily Dose of Hope. I have a very special guest, my dear friend Ron, also known as Toe Jam. Hey, Ron, how are ya?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Today, I want to take some time to talk about truckers' health. And not just me talking to you guys about how to be healthy, but really what some of the struggles are that out on the road truckers are facing, but also some of the successes that you guys might be having in trying to take better care of yourself. So I'm curious, what do you feel like, from one, you're a trucker, but two, what do you feel like is one of the biggest struggles? What is one of the hardest things that you guys are trying to deal with right now in staying healthy?
Before I answer your question, selfless plug. Kelly dressed me today. And there's so much talk around the wall in the news today. So her people are building a wall.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
Well, I guess first of all, tell us how long you've been driving. How long have you been driving truck?
26 years.
Holy cats.
Years. My first job was I used to drive carriages in Central Park, New York.
Get out.
And yeah. And then, there comes a lot of manure with the job. So you got to get, all the manure to the plants. And then we used to trade horses for carriages with the Amish. So I used to have to haul them to upstate New York.
Get out of town. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So for those of you that don't know, so Ron and I are both based out of Wisconsin. So, which is kind of fun. Although he lives a couple hours more north than I do. So you get way more snow than even I do, which is, I don't believe that's even humanly possible, but I'm curious. So, even just you as a trucker, what are some of the things that you face on a daily basis that is kind of like the struggle as far as staying on a healthier track? Temptations, time, all of that.
The exhaust fumes coming out of the diners.
Truth, reality.
Because that steak smells really, really good. And I was told when I got off, when I tried to get off the meat that it wouldn't bother me anymore, but it's not true. It's not true. No, the biggest struggles I think is just circulation, sitting in that truck all day, 11 hours. You see a lot of guys out here with circulation issues. They got the big bulgy ankles, purple sometimes, a lot of times. And just food is truly a comfort food. And eating all the wrong stuff, but the stuff that your mom fed you, eating all the stuff that your wife or your significant feeds you, it tastes really good, but it's not so good for you. And,
right.
Digestive issues. It takes all that energy to digest that food.
And then just sits in you like a lump, because then you're not moving for another 6+ hours. And it's interesting because I actually, in talking about food in the truck stops, one of the conversations that I was in recently is, and I have to agree, it's like, well, why should we change what we're offering in the truck stops if they're buying it? So it's like there has to be this huge movement that has to happen because let's say TA Petrol, for example, I've been able to talk with some people there and they're like, well, if the truckers will buy it, we'll buy it. But if they keep buying the other stuff, we're going to keep buying that. And that is like it's a struggle. It's such a struggle because it's like, take it away. And they're like, no, I'm not going to take it away because it makes us money. And yet it's not helping their best customers stay alive and stay their customers. So I just find this like irony to it.
Is this a family show?
Viewer discretion advised.
What I found to work is people my age in the mid 40s is men. I tell them how they're never, or how it's not natural for your members not to work at our age.
I know what you're talking about.
So I'm trying to be clean.
Mm-hmm.
So I directly relate the food and how it clogs your capillaries, your vision, you know, all that stuff is directly related. You know, your kidneys, the diabetes is decimating the trucking industry.
Mm-hmm.
If you get on the
blood pressure.
The blood pressure, which leads to the diabetes. You know, it all starts with the hypertension, the circulation. So when you ultimately, and then you know it causes issues, you know, in the lower region. That typically gets their attention. You know, you should work like you're maybe not 15, but
let's say 25.
25, yeah.
But I think that's one of the realities, though, that a lot of people don't think about. They think that they're invincible, whether you're a truck driver or not, and that you can keep continuing to live this lifestyle, and then all of a sudden things stop working, be it your, you know, sexual areas, or be it your, you know, ability to procreate, or be it your ability to digest food, or, you know, pass a kidney stone, or whatever it is. All of these things are not working anymore, and we got some problems. But I find, though, it is particularly challenging when you are driving a 10x6 box around all over the country, where you don't have access all the time to fresh fruits and vegetables, or to be able to cook your own food. Now, I do know a small handful of truck drivers that are trying to like pre-make their meals before they got on the road and whatnot, but that in itself is challenging.
I'm going to say patronize the Indian truck stops. I know people are a little angry because there's a lot of immigrants, Indians coming in here, but the turmeric, they pump their food full of turmeric, and it's so beneficial.
Oh, huge. For inflammation, unbelievable. I'm just going to plug my computer in here. Oh no, I absolutely agree. I'm a huge fan of turmeric. And you can even just, I mean, I was talking to one truck driver, buy turmeric tea. You can buy, you know, fresh turmeric and grate it into stuff. You can buy powdered turmeric. And, you know, for the most part, it's, you know, has just a little bit of a bite to it. Yeah. And you can be taking that on a daily basis. It's phenomenal for your health.
Moringa. But yeah, absolutely. A lot of times we because we're so pressured, we got to find, you know, hand food, something that we can eat going down the road. But we're just gonna have to take that 30-minute break and, you know, do better, eat better.
Can you share, what are you doing? I mean, nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect, you know, but what are you doing as a male truck driver out on the road? You've been doing this for 20 plus years. What are some of the changes that you have made and been able to stick with? Because for the people that are listening that maybe have not yet made that change, maybe not even one, I always start with like, can you try to drink more water? Like anytime, like anything? What have you done and what have you been able to stick with?
The last 2 years, I've been introduced to fasting, water fasting, juice fasting. I have a juicer on the truck, the Jack LaLanne juicer on the truck, and hold on.
Yeah.
Selfless plug.
Who gave you that hat? Who is that, right? Who gave you that hat?
But seriously, no. And just choosing to eat better meals. You know, I understand, or I study what different foods, as far as celery or the kale, what it does to me, and I look for those results. You know, when I'm juicing it. The water fast is key. The first 4 days are horrible. I divorced my girl, her mama, and my dog in the first 4 days of the But after that, I mean, just a presence comes over you. You feel your body goes into ketosis, and you feel just super energetic. Like you have to get out of that seat and burn off some of this juice. So the energy, I mean, you know.
And this is from the mouth of a truck driver, you guys that are listening. Like, it's not me telling you. He is doing this himself. Like, this is not me talking from the other side of the windshield. You know, this is you're hearing this right from his mouth.
Your videos sitting in a chair, you know, right in front of the steering wheel. There's like so many things that, you know, I wasn't aware of. The food, you know, I haven't completely cut off the meat, but I try to make it the smallest thing that I eat. I make time to get, you know, I'm not really a big salad guy, so I love, you know, like I say, the curries, the vegetarian meals, the samosa. If you guys can get samosa out of the Indian truck stops, oh my gosh. So I don't feel like I'm sacrificing.
No, do you know offhand where are some of these Indian truck stops that people can stop at? Can you list some off?
Oh,
like kind of whereabouts?
Carlisle, Pennsylvania, right across from the Flying J. That's one of the biggest stops for truck drivers. If you're going across 80, Laramie, Wyoming, you got some in Denver, Colorado. I mean, they're everywhere. They're coming up like churches and liquor stores. So
awesome.
There's no
awesome.
And the food is bomb. You can go for a vegetarian and you don't miss the meat. You know, curry cauliflower. Like, I know it don't sound appetizing, but it is delicious.
Well, and when you start cleaning up your diet, your taste buds change. Like our taste buds are so saturated with preservatives and chemicals and things, we don't even know what real food tastes like if we've been living out of a truck stop. Now, granted, there are some things that you can get out of a truck stop that aren't horrible, but if you're eating the donuts and you're eating the chicken fried sandwiches and you're eating the potato wedges and that's what your diet consists of with an energy drink to wash it down, you know, you don't know, your body is so brainwashed, it doesn't even know what it's experiencing.
Water, water, water. You won't need a Red Bull if you're pumping your body full of water. You won't eat as much if you pump your body full of water before you go to the buffet table. So,
well, and most people are dehydrated when they think they're hungry. They're thirsty. They're actually thirsty. They're not hungry, and most people don't recognize that.
That is crucial. Your body is craving minerals. You know, we all tend to be mineral deficient.
It's like I'm talking to my granola friend right now. And I'm talking to Ron, the truck driver. This is great. It is like we are like, you're like my bestie from like another life, except you reincarnated into a truck driver. Like,
this has only been the last 2 years. So I mean, a lot of this stuff is new for me too. But when we run, you know, when we make a beeline into the truck stop fuel line and get a chocolate bar, your body's screaming it needs some iron. You know, same thing with the lady drivers. You know, when your menstrual cycle's coming up on you and you get that pimple and you need that chocolate bar, it's that iron. Your body is screaming for iron.
This is straight from the mouth of Dr. Toe Jam. I just want to put that out there. This is straight from the mouth of Dr. Toe Jam. So let's just put that out there. He takes consultations that I stop once a week. So look for him in the back of the parking lot. Okay, so he'll be there, honk twice, and he'll know that you're ready, and he'll come on over.
And excuse the wall. Yeah,
oh no, my gosh.
We're in trouble. I mean, it shouldn't be like this. We know we come out here to make a living, take care of our families, and I think out of all the industries, we got to be the poorest eating, or we got to have the poorest diet of all.
Yeah, the stats really are not in your favor as a truck driver. And it's interesting when I talk to people that don't have connection with the trucking industry. They assume that all of the people that are truck drivers, which I'm like right there cheering for you guys, is oh, they don't care about their health, or oh, they're so intense. Like, one, you try to live their lifestyle, and two, that's so unfair, because I know dozens and dozens and hundreds of truck drivers that are legitimately trying to stay healthy, working out in the parking lot, working out in their trucks, choosing alternative foods, doing the fasting or intermittent fasting, or just trying to drink more water. But it's hard because you can't just go, on my break today, I'm going to go down to the gym, or when I get home, I'm going to go work out in my nice workout room in my basement. Like, you guys don't get that. Like, hello, like, you have to have this whole other reinvention of how to stay healthy, fit, and active while on the road. It's not like you go to your hotel room unless your truck's broken down. Yeah. So it's not easy. And one of the things that I have found is companies straddle the line of, yeah, we want our employees to stay healthy, but we don't really want to put any money towards it. We care about them, but just enough. And it has to change, because in corporate, you say, let's help your employees get healthy. How about a wellness program? And they literally are throwing money at you, like, come in and do this. You go to a trucking company, and literally I will not say the company, but they have wellness coordinators that they pay salary to, and no wellness program. I was dumbfounded. I had no idea how to respond when I asked what is she coordinating, and she had nothing. There was nothing. No, nothing. But yet the company is spending money to employ her for a fairly large fleet, and there is nothing that they're offering. To me, that is unacceptable. That is absolutely unacceptable.
That's probably the deal that they got with the insurance company. Like, hire this lady at 50 grand, we'll save you 250 grand a year. Mm-hmm. So,
but I mean, at some point, and for those of you that are listening out there, drop in the comment section. I want to know your feedback. At some point, these companies have to turn the corner and realize, without the drivers, you have no company. And this is what happened in corporate 10 years ago. They realized that they don't start taking care of their employees and offering them something, their employees are no longer going to work for them. And it's not that they have to go and build a gym, although I find it interesting that some trucking companies have a gym, but yet what trucker lives at the home base? I mean, I know I'm not a trucker, okay? But I have been inside several trucking company facilities now in the last year. And some of them have gyms. And I asked one of the owners, so how many truckers use this gym? He had to walk around the question, and he would not answer it. He goes, well, the office staff, we have a fitness trainer that comes in here once a week and runs classes. Oh, really? How many truck drivers actually take the classes? Well, all of our office staff takes it. No, you're not answering my question. So they're willing to spend the money on that. And that to me is unacceptable. It is unacceptable. So how do we change that? How do we as a trucking community change that?
What I do, I keep kettlebells on the truck. Well, no, the last one I think Lucky has, but I got to get another one. But no, you grab somebody, when you're doing your exercises, you're doing your walking. I was walking in the truck stop one time, and it got contagious. A lady jumped out, and then, all the guys were sitting in the front seat watching, and like, well, we're not going to let her outdo it. And so now we're competing on how many laps we
can do. Dr. Ron was out walking. Dr. Ron was out walking and thought, you know what? Hey you. But that's just it. If you see someone, here's a challenge maybe for those of you that are listening. Here's a challenge. When you see somebody working out outside their truck, go over there. One, there's human contact for you for the day. Check that box. Yeah. And two, work out as a team. And there's nothing better than working out with someone, because what happens, they motivate you, they push you. If they're working a little harder, you're like, oh shit, I better work a little bit harder too. They're walking a little faster. I better get my blood moving. I better get my butt moving. So I was going to use the ASS word, but we're going to keep it PG here. I'm going to get my butt moving. I'm going to get it moving. And so how about as a trucking community, you know, this is with Mother Trucker Yoga. I was like, okay, if companies are not going to be, and we have a few companies that work with us, but if they're not going to be as receptive, I'm going to go trucker to trucker. I'm going to go trucker to trucker. I'm so passionate about you guys wanting to be healthy and needing to get healthy and understanding how simple it is, because really, truly, you and I both know it's not that complicated. No. We just make it so overwhelming because it's different. And we may have not done it before. It's like going to second grade and all you've ever known is first grade. Yeah. You got to show up on day one and figure it out, and you will.
Well, and we're barraged with.
All right. We're going to come back right after a brief word from one of our sponsors, Mother Trucker Yoga. Let's get you guys feeling better wherever, on the go, in the truck, outside the truck, you name it. And we can help you start feeling better from that back pain, knee pain, hip pain, neck pain, shoulder pain, you name it. Let's take pain out of the equation for you. All right, we'll be right back.
I get it. Who has time to work out anymore? At mothertruckeryoga.com, we have easy 3 to 5 short-minute videos to help you feel better wherever. Visit us at mothertruckeryoga.com. And you're listening to A Daily Dose of Hope, healthy stuff so you can keep on trucking with Hope Savara. Welcome back.
All right. Well, welcome back. Ron is back. And we are talking about trucker health, the real, the good, the bad, the ugly, the amazing, the wonderful. And Dr. Ron is here telling us all about what he does to stay healthy on the road. And guess what? For those of you tuning in that are truck drivers and are thinking this is not possible, what he's doing is not rocket science. What he is doing did not take, you know, extensive effort to the point where it was like, oh my gosh, someone's going to cut off my arm if I have to eat this. So what he's telling us is he brings kettlebells with. He's out walking on the walking trails that a lot of these truck stops have provided for you. You know, he's getting other truckers to come with him. Like, that's what it's all about. Make this a community movement where it's not just one trucker and everybody watching him or her from inside their rig. Let's try to make this a more of a community thing. Look at this, curry noodles, 80 calories, boom. Are these some of the things that you get at the Indian truck stop?
No, but at the Loves, where you typically don't find any love, they do have the Indian in the bag meals.
Nice.
Pop them in the microwave right there in the truck.
See, Loves, there's a little plug for you.
Like $5
a little plug for you. I love it. Can you put that last one up again? What was that one?
This is pho, Vietnamese pho.
Nice. Do you talk Vietnamese when you eat it? Does it like change your personality when you eat it? My kids do that. When they eat something, then they pretend to be that. Although it's interesting to like think what they think certain nationalities sound like or are. This is not trying to do anything. It's just more of a funny little.
Oh, don't do it. I'm a truck driver. Don't do it. Don't lead me down that rabbit hole.
Oh my God. You got to entertain yourself somehow, right? If you got to distract yourself from food, you might as well do it in a fun way, right? You might as well do it in a fun way. But I'm curious. So what do you do? What do you do while you're driving to pass the time then? Because I hear from a lot of truck drivers, they eat. You know, obviously talking with people, you know, phones, that kind of stuff has helped tremendously. Although I did just read something somewhere where they're trying to ban truck drivers from talking on the phone while driving. I don't remember where I read it. I was like, are you serious? Do you understand what these people do all day long? They drive and talk to nobody.
Clinton did that. He tried to take the CDs, Bill Clinton, during his administration. But no, normally I'm on Zello. I'm on Zello. You know, we get each other down the road. Sometimes we purposely not really start a fight, but start a real
a banter. I like to call it a banter.
Right, exactly. Something really controversial. And just gets people down the road. You know, if you're angry, you're not sleepy. So,
and it keeps you engaged, you know, and it keeps you alert and keeps you awake. And if someone's not talking, it's like, oh, what happened? We lose one. But that's what it's all about. It's, you know, I think being a trucker, again, I'm an outsider, but being a trucker, it's such an unusual and interesting relationship because like people have their coworkers in the cubicle next to them or standing right next to them, your coworkers essentially can be hundreds of thousands of miles away.
Literally. You know, and what's really nice is during the day, you got people from the States, but in the evening, you know, your international drivers come in, which is their morning. So
that's awesome.
Some guys is trying to scare an elephant from eating the grain out of their trailer, or some guy is in India and he's got monkeys running around, you know, when he's logging. I mean, it definitely puts stuff in perspective. Like, and it's not just in the States. Drivers all over the world are being mistreated. Can I say that?
No, I think so. I think it's real. I mean, let's not candy coat it.
Yeah. So when the guys over in South Africa went on strike, it gave the guys in Brazil the motivation to go on strike. But you know, we just watched it on TV with a big old porterhouse steak and some fries, and we didn't do anything. So
well, and I think too, what you hear on the news is such a small, sometimes slanted portion of how things really are. And your coworkers, I'm going to call them coworkers, because they are your fellow drivers, are telling you how it really is. And I think that's one of the things too, where, you know, when I talk to people about health in the trucking industry and wellness and fitness and things like that, there is such a misconception that it's like nobody on the face of the planet that drives a truck cares about their health. And it's so frustrating because it's so not true. It's so not true. I mean, we have a lot of work to do in the trucking industry. Do I think it's impossible? No. Are more and more little things popping up all the time? Absolutely. Now we just need to get drivers to do them, to apply them and make them happen. One of the things I was talking with when I had talked to someone at TA Petro was they have a fitness and wellness coordinator because they have a lot of fitness centers, but they said to me that nobody really uses them. I'm like, well, how about I come in? I'll travel across, you know, wherever it takes, show up at these truck stops, say, hey guys, I'm gonna show you how to work out, how to lift weights the right way. Let's show you some yoga stuff. I'm gonna take you on a walk on the walking trails, show you how to get more out of your hike and more out of your walk so you can burn more calories, you can feel better. Like, we have to start changing something to give you guys a leg up so you have a chance. So you're not 50 and feel like you're 80, but still, you know, love what you're doing. Because that's one thing I love about truckers is you guys are so flippin' passionate about what you do. It's unbelievable how passionate you guys and gals are. I mean, you talk to them, they're telling you 1 second that they have edema and their legs are swelling, and then the other time they're telling them how it's like they're a 5th generation truck driver and they love it and they'll do it until they die. I mean, most people in corporate, they're bitching and complaining and they're like, I'm gonna need a new job now. Like, oh, I'm gonna go and be my own employer or whatever, blah, blah, blah. The grass is greener. Not you guys and gals. You are dedicated through and through.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part. I mean, trucking, at one point we were the industry. The drivers were the industry. Now the industry are the suits behind the desk, and so they've taken on the Walmart, the McDonald's way of hiring. You know, it's just a revolving door. You know what I mean? If I tear my license, or if I lose my license today, or I can't get a medical card today, we got another guy to fill that seat. Before the seat gets cold, I got somebody else to fill it.
But what's so sad is they're spending countless dollars on constant new hires, training, having to do the recruitment process, the money that they put into that. What if they just take care of the drivers that want to drive and that love driving, and they just give them a little bit of something extra to encourage them to be healthy? I mean, as a driver, am I speaking Latin? I mean, is it really that, like?
I think you're like really stuck in the 70s.
I would agree. I mean, and it's sad. I mean,
But you know, bell bottoms came back.
so did high-waisted pants, right?
Yeah.
The ones that you wear up to your chest. I mean, total rabbit hole. The swimsuits, it's a two-piece, but it's not a two-piece. Like, who wears a diaper to the beach? I mean, seriously. Okay, total rabbit hole. But that's for another day, guys. We'll talk about that for another day. But
I'm not doing
this is the reality. This is the reality.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think we just need to get out of those trucks. You know, ultimately, we need to get out. We need to get moving. We need to get circulation. You know, we're not even talking about the Mets. Can we have that conversation? You know, wake up in the morning.
For the people that aren't truck drivers that are listening, can you explain to the listeners what a typical truck driver's kind of day is or week is? Because I don't think a lot of people understand like what is mandated for a break, like how long do you have off? Like when people hear what you're stuck at a truck stop, what does that mean? Can you explain that to people?
You start off in your morning, you go get loaded. You get pretty much put in a line and herded like cattle. You get the trailer loaded, then you get off, you know, and this is more over the road truck drivers. So you head out to your destination. In the evening, no matter where you are in the country, all the cities do not want trucks parked or idling in the area. So your parking is extremely limited. So for 3.5 truck drivers on the road over the country, you know, throughout the United States, you have 300,000 parking spaces throughout the country. So we're in your Walmart sleeping, we're in your Lowe's and Home Depots and Costco's, Sam Clubs, where typically we're not wanted because, you know, someone can't sleep with the truck idling next door to the Costco. So
and you need a place to sleep. It's like you're homeless. I mean, at this point, really, like looking for a home, also known as a parking lot.
So, but in between then, because you got to go, you got to do your 600, 700 miles a day. You stop to get fuel, and while you're fueling, you run inside and get some of those tasty hot dogs. Some of those
Hostess cakes in a little pack, you know.
Little Debbie's, man. All right, let's try the phone.
Guys, this is real life, people, okay? This is how it really rolls, all right? Can't get much more real than this. We're not going to candy coat anything. I don't got time to candy coat shit, okay? We just got to keep it real, all right? This is how I roll. Yeah. This is how I roll. But so here's the real. We were talking about a day in the life of a truck driver. And you were telling us about, you know, kind of the night issue and the sleep issue and finding space. But like when you wake up in the morning, what is the day like? What are you doing?
Right. I'm sorry. Truck driver headphones.
Yes, we got to fit the part.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Very
here we
nice.
go. Oh, yeah, you sound a lot better now. Okay.
Very nice.
So, just to recap, in the morning you wake up, you cough up a lung in the truck stop sink. I hear feedback. Do you hear feedback?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. So you cough up a lung, and then you you know, get started in your day. Ultimately, you got to rush to get loaded. You get herded in like cattle. It's kind of like going to court. Everybody got to be, you got 50 drivers, got to be at the same place at 9 a.m. So you got to hurry up and park, hurry up and get staged, and hurry up and hit the door, hurry up and get to the receiver's office, you know, blah, blah, blah. Ultimately, you get that load, you take off because there's such, it's, you know, the times are so tight. You have to, you know, get down the road. You got to drive. Your hours of service will not allow you to take a break. Well, depending on the load. But
Okay.
the constraints of the load and the constraints of your hours of service, you got to squeeze it all in, and you got to get a 30-minute break in between that, and you got to get 600 to 700 miles in, no matter what you got going on, traffic, construction, weather. It doesn't matter.
That's
That
insane.
load's expected to be there. So with all of that, you got to eat. So typically, you got to stop and get McDonald's, Burger King, whatever you can find in the truck stop.
That is like
Uh,
under 5 minutes.
5 minutes, you got to go. Little Debbie's. Oh man, I was a slave to that woman there.
And I don't think she was little. Let's be real here. I think they were lying to us. I don't think there was anything little about Debbie. All right.
Yeah, but she was good to
She was
me.
tasty. She hit you all in the right spots and all in the wrong
Oh
ones
my
all at the
goodness,
same time.
all the wrong ones. Yeah. So,
And then you
and then
come
also,
home and Kelly goes, "Were you with little Debbie again? You gotta stop going by her. Stop inviting her into your truck. She's not allowed in
oh
there anymore."
no. Actually, me and Kelly, as it pertains to little Debbie, we were in a polyamorous relationship.
Oh,
Family
I'm
show,
crying.
family show.
I'm crying. This is great. This is great. Was this
So,
was Kelly cool with this? I mean, this is the reality here. I mean, she probably didn't have a choice. I mean, you're out on the road. Debbie's with you when you're out on the road. Kelly's with you when you're home. So
yeah,
you
yeah,
get what you
yeah.
get.
Two wives, two wives. So no, ultimately, I just learned that word this year.
I can tell you really rolled off your tongue quite well. I was very impressed.
um, so then ultimately, you get unloaded, or you got to wait till the next morning to get unloaded. So now you have to find somewhere to park. Parking at the truck stops is a struggle. 300,000 parking spots around the USA. You got 3.5 million drivers driving on any given day, per day on the nation's roads. So parking is a struggle. Can I drink? Am I allowed
Yeah,
to have a?
yeah, fine. Well, and that's interesting because when I was talking to Dan from I-80 Truck Stop, he was saying, I was asking him about the parking lot because it's a pretty big parking lot at the TA down there. And he was like, "Oh yeah, come 5 o'clock, trucks are racing in here, and it's like some of them get here early just to get a spot. Like they will literally start earlier to get there earlier just to get a spot, or it's like, where are you gonna go?"
Yeah, it's either that or the get on or the get off ramps. Um, I don't suggest either one, but at least when you the get off ramps, or excuse me, on the get on ramps, these guys are just turning on and they might, getting up to 30, 35 mile an hour. The get off ramps, these people are, 80 mile an hour, until they get to the stop sign at the end of the ramp. So, you put yourself in danger, just, it's, it's not all bad, but, and I know I'm painting a pretty bad picture, but there's something that keeps me here for 20 years. So
Yeah,
it's not all bad.
what do you like about, I mean, what keeps you there? I mean, I'm not joking. When I talk to truckers about, especially ones that have been in the business for 20 plus years, 20, 30, 40 years, it's like this glimmer in their eye. And it's like, it don't matter how hard the struggle is or how much it's bad on their body. It is like they light up like a little girl going to their first recital. It is just like, I mean, they just love it. They just, and it gets me excited because that's how I am. I am so passionate about helping people
Right.
feel better and be healthy. Like that's where I light up. And so it's like when you get two light bulbs together, man, you get a lot of action. And so what
Absolutely.
keeps you on the road? What keeps you doing this?
I'm a tourist. That's it. I'm a tourist. No, there's this country is so vast. It has so much to offer. Um, I just got home today and I had a big box of just stuff for the kids and for Kelly. Um, I just the culture and being able to teach, that's the other thing. We got to get out of these trucks. We leave these corporations responsible. We've handed over the responsibility to training the new drivers. The corporation is literally doing a bang up job. Can I name names? No, I won't leave. I won't name names. But they really, literally.
We'll leave them hanging. You're right. We know we're talking about you. You know it.
You want to know the answer to that? Call me.
Hit up Toe Jam on Zello. He'll be ranting about it. He'll be ranting about it Monday morning.
Oh my goodness! But no, we left the responsibility to the corporations, which, it's kind of like going to a for-profit school. You know what I mean? They got to make money whether you learn it or not. And what happens is we have people out here on the trucks who don't know what they're doing. So it gives me an opportunity. It's a teachable moment. It gives me the opportunity to get out of the truck and be of some sort of help. Another selfless plug. Drivers, we got to do better as far as the safety as it pertains to truckers. We got to do better. We're finding drivers dead in their trucks due to health concerns. We're finding drivers dead in their trucks due to being accosted. We got to do better. We got to be the eyes and the ears. We can't wait on the police. We can't leave it up to the truck stops. We can't leave it up to the trucking companies. This is our responsibility. So it gives me an opportunity to teach, whether I'm helping a driver back into a hole. If I see a driver with a hammer checking the tire pressure of his tires, I only learned this about 6 years ago. So it took me 20 years to learn this. That driver is been mistrained. There's nothing that you can tell other than the tire has air in it by hitting it with a hammer.
Other than there's no nail. I mean,
so
when you said a hammer, I was like, what's going to happen? Where is this conversation going? That's a new one. That's a new one.
There's the myth in trucking is that we think that if we hit the tire hard enough, we can tell exactly how much air is in there. There's no science to support that. Bring out the tire gauge.
Yeah,
the tire
where it
gauge
tells you how much. And I think they're okay, guys. I think they're like $2 at hey, sweetie.
So yeah, it don't cost much. And to the experienced drivers, the drivers who know what I just learned 6 years ago, we're laughing at you when you're running out there with the hammer. Well, not me anymore. I want to share what I know now. I want to teach everybody.
But you'll laugh and then share, right? I mean, let's just be real. You'll laugh at them and then be like, hey, dude, like, this is what you gotta do. I mean, come on.
Put the hammer away, man.
Let's be honest. You will laugh and then you will show them the right way. I mean, how else do you entertain yourself? Let's be honest.
Hey, just like when people fall on the ice, I laugh first. And then I say, "Are you okay?"
But I think this is also, Ron. This is also what you're talking about. What you're talking about, though, is also an education on the other end too.
What happened?
Come back! So what happened? You literally clapped your hands and you went black. All right, there you are.
You froze. I was like, maybe she's got the clapper over there.
No, you did. But I just want to say one last thing, because what you just shared right here, it's also I can't even be serious looking at you. I can't even be serious. What you are saying though is also on the other end. For those of you that are not truck drivers, you need to show more respect to these guys and gals driving a load that could crush you like a bug in about 2 seconds. You need to back off their rear ends. You need to let them in when they are trying to change lanes. You need to not race them down the alleyway when you're trying to get onto the on-ramp. I mean, seriously, people.
Yes, Lord.
You know, Hallelujah. But this is the reality. I mean, show some respect. You want that in your office with your coworkers. You need to show that to these men and women that are driving, because you essentially are the person in the cubicle next to them. You just happen to be driving a car and they are driving a semi that could squish you like a bug. So let's just show these people some respect and not flip them off and not try to race them and cut them off, because hey, you know, they literally can just hit the gas and rear end you, and again, like I said, squish you like a bug. Not that they would, but the reality is for them to slow down because you're being a jig off takes a lot more effort and skill than it does for you. And if you're having an inexperienced driver, that could be a massive accident that you will regret later on. So that's just my plug as an outsider and as a person that doesn't drive truck but is immersed in the trucking community. We have to do better for you as a truck driver. We have to do better.
Is there going to be an offering after this?
we will be taking a church offering for truck drivers. You'll see the donate button at the bottom of this posting, and you can donate, and we will just use the funds accordingly. Namaste.
Yeah.
But I mean,
building fund.
But I mean, seriously though, for those of you that are listening out here, you know, I hope this is helpful, whether or not you're a truck driver or not, to just understand the culture that these truck drivers are dealing with on a daily basis, as far as health goes, but also just their lifestyle. And this is not something that they're going, well, oh, well. It is very difficult for them to make changes and choices, but it's not impossible.
Wi-Fi.
You're on again.
There we go. No, I turned off the Wi-Fi. That I think another gerbil bit the dust.
All right.
Another
So
gerbil,
for those of you that are watching this episode, most important thing is share this episode out with your fellow Facebook and YouTube friends. And don't forget to share some love. Drop some comments in the comment section. Let us know what you think about what we've been talking about. What's your input? What are your struggles as a truck driver? What do you want to see more in a truck stop? What do you want to see more assistance more with health and wellness when it comes to being out on the road? How can we help you help yourself? So Ron, any last words?
Hey, let's just keep moving the nation's freight, but let's do it healthy. Let's eat right, you know. Let's put down the Happy Meals and pick up some celery.
Because they're not that happy, you guys. Let reality check. They're not that happy.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, can I say this real quick?
Yes.
We're recruited. The way that we recruited from soup kitchens, homeless shelters, mama's basements, and these people take 4 weeks to be responsible for 80,000 pounds, and it takes at 55 miles an hour, it takes a whole football field to bring that to a stop. Wow. Just keep that in mind next time you feel like you've been mistreated or disrespected by a truck driver, and you want to put your arm out the window, and you know, you don't always get me. Like, I'm calm, cool. You know, some of these guys, you know, they've been beat up all day. You know, the shippers, the receivers beat them up. The waitress at the truck stop beats them up. And then towards the end of their shift, you tell them that they're number one.
And they just can't handle it.
Yeah, sometimes they might slip off the brake. It's not good. It's not a good thing. So well, we just got to do better. You know, the infrastructure of the country, it could be a lot better. We are taught how to watch for you, but when you get your driver's license, you're not taught how to watch for us and know what we're able to do and what we're not able to do. So just take a little more time. You know, it takes you a couple of extra seconds to get somewhere. You know, that's what it takes. But we cognizantly make sure that when the motoring public makes a bonehead decision, it shouldn't be a life-altering bonehead decision.
Agreed.
So we're safe. We're highway angels. We're safety angels every day.
I agree.
I
We so
I
appreciate
save a life every day.
we so appreciate that. Is one thing I am definitely incredibly appreciative. Half the time I'm waving at semi drivers, I'm like, thank you, because there's so everyone's flipping you off and looking at you funny. I'm gonna smile at you. I'm gonna be someone that's smiling at you guys and appreciating you. One last question: are you going to Matt's?
Ooh, can't we get out of here without answering that?
I know.
I played Kelly 3 times. We didn't go on a cruise twice, and then we didn't go to New Orleans. So the only time that we can go is to New Orleans is during the week of Matt's. So
rock it. But for those of you that are going to Matt's, I will forgive you this one time because you do got to take Kelly somewhere fun. We're going to be there. Mother Trucker Yoga is going to be there. Come check us out. We'll be doing some breakout sessions, hopefully. And we have some pretty epic stuff going on at our booth. So come check us out, say hi, and share the love. And let's work together to get more truckers healthy this year. 2019 is the year. Let's do it. Let's work together and let's make magic happen. All right, Ron, thanks so much for joining us today. For those of you that have tuned in, just remember there's always hope for you out there, and I am going to help you bring that right into your life. Make sure you share this video, like this video, love this video. Bye, guys.
And you've been listening to A Daily Dose of Hope with Hope Savara. Thanks for tuning in.